Good morning. Welcome to Indexo Investor Webinar. We will start with company's presentation, followed by a live Q&A session. Throughout the call, we are looking forward to receiving your questions. Please submit them in writing through the Q&A window. For your convenience, we are recording this session and replay will be available shortly after the call. That being said, I'm handing the call over to our hosts, the management team of the company.
Hello. Thank you very much for joining our annual results webinar. We are here presenting the results of Indexo pension business and bank, and I'm joined by Ivita, who is the CFO of our group, Valdis Siksnis, who is the chairman of the bank, and myself, who is the chairman of the pension business. Let's get into this because it has been a transformational year for Indexo. All the hard work we have put into launching the bank has paid off. In 2024, in May, we received the banking license. At the end of August, we launched the banking services, this actually also coincides with amazing growth in our pension revenues, which grew like 42% year on year. And actually, we have also grown our assets under management, client results, client numbers. Our financial results have turned profitable in the pension business. Our clients can be happy because our equity plans are best performing in the Latvian market. The third pillar almost doubled its annual revenue last year. As I said, the bank was launched. We have an excellent uptick in the number of clients. Deposits are coming in, and we are on a path to disrupt the Latvian banking market. So we will go into detail of all of this. We'll have the financial presentation by Ivita, the operational presentation about the bank results by Valdis. Myself will cover the pension results. Prior to that, I just want to make a little note that our annual report, signed and properly documented, will be published by Friday. So it's a couple of days later than this presentation, but you can rely on these numbers. They are correct and will not be altered in that document. So let's go down to discussing the pension business. Basically, what we wanted to say is that well, as I said, our assets under management grew significantly from 900 million to 1.34 million. Our client number grew to 140,000. We're really sorry. We actually have a technical glitch where the presentation disappeared from a TV screen. So, but anyway, we can continue. We also continue to build market share in pension business, taking it to 14%. We are the third largest pension fund manager of defined contribution funds in Latvia after two large Scandinavian banks. We are finally, after all these years of investing into pension business, and well, for years we have also had operational profit, which we decided always to invest into growth. So actually, in 2024, also the business turned into net profit. Because of the fast growth, obviously, the more important figure than backwards-looking figure is the running annual profit that we expect from current operations, and that actually is already at the level of 2 million euros. Having said that, last year's profit for us was around 800,000, yeah, we are very happy with that result. Then going further, We can talk about the waterfall chart, which we normally use to describe the pension business overall. And here we can put together basically how our pension business grows. We get in regular contributions from second pillar customers. So that was in last year it was 116 million. Then we had inflows from new clients, so in the amount of 200 million. We have unfortunately churn, where although we have the best performing, one of the best performing equity-related funds in the market, some customers choose for whatever reasons to leave our funds, and that basically cost us like 120 million, 128 million in assets under management last year. And the market returns delivered 250 million euros of grown assets. So all in all, we had a second pillar result of 1.3 billion euros. Then the important part to know here, I want to state is that in 2024 a law was adopted whereby the contribution rate was decreased from 6% to 5%. So the monthly contributions have plateaued a little bit because of that, but due to the increasing number of customers, we hope that and increasing salaries, we hope that they resume growth quite soon. Then the results for our customers, then we have extremely great customer base. They are have made a good choice joining Indexo, and we have our investment strategy has paid off for them quite nicely. Our customers are the most have the highest amount of savings in the market, and that gap to the competitors is increasing. Then we go to the revenue side. As you can see, our revenue grew from 3.1 million to 4.4 million last year. And as I said before, we turned out net profit on the group on the pension business of 813 million or 8,000. And if we normalize it and take away some of the one-off costs like that were related to some capital raising and also the option program, which also takes into account the whole group employees, then actually our profit would have been about 1.3 million euros. Then just a quick recap of our fund performances. Last year was phenomenal. 25% return on the 100% equity funds. Yeah, it's great result for our customers, and as we know, obviously the compounding effect will work miracles in the long term. So having your saving base increased by 25% means that of course the future looks very good for our savers. Then also we wanted to put our returns into perspective with the CPI of Latvia and also the competition in the same category of 100% equity funds. And we see that our funds has beaten the market average in 100% equity. And also, despite of the fact that inflation in Latvia and in the European Union was quite high a couple of years back, even in the long term, we can show that our strategy is delivering real returns to our customers, and their savings are bringing actually them closer to that financial well-being in the pension age, which they are looking for. Then third pillar is a very important part of our business. And last year, due to the launch of bank, we have like now a new channel through which we can sell the third pillar products, or offer the third pillar products. That has led to first of all significant reduction in cost of client acquisition. and also has led to a better performing customer base. So our customers are more committed to making regular payments, and those payments have increased. I'll come to that quite shortly. But I think like if we look at the result overall, last year we had growth of 16 million euros in our business, which was predominantly driven by actually contributions and clients joining, not that much by the returns in the market because our base is quite low. If we look at the annual contributions during the last year, it was 9.3 million euros, with a significant uptick in the last quarter when bank channels started working for distributing our third pillar products. So currently, we can say that already now our annual recurring contribution rate is somewhere around 15 million, and we will increase that because every day new customers are joining our third pillar funds. And our customer contributions are also going up year-on-year basis. They've actually been growing almost close to 30%. And also our clients who are making contributions are growing. So we are really looking forward to building a third pillar into a solid business, and we have a detailed roadmap how to reach 100 million assets under management. And talking about the sort of pension business overall, and looking forwards and back a little bit on what we expect to do this year, then and what impacts us this year, then there is going to be a new fee change or fee legislation that will be implemented. I mean, the regulation itself has been out there already for quite a while, and we have actually also communicated about that. That will have an impact on our revenues, but exact date of implementation is still open. Our focus this year is churn management. We're still not happy with the fact that a lot of customers choose to leave regardless of our excellent results. So we are going to be paying more attention on the quality of our let's say product distribution and third pillar rather than second pillar. Contribution drop I talked. Second pillar, very important. We are the first ones in the market to actually show second pillar savings in the mobile app. So the first bank to do this. It doesn't matter whether you are our customer or not. You can download our app and actually see your second pillar savings very conveniently in the app, where you can also see like how much you have contributed and how much you have actually earned from your pension savings. And I said, our focus this year definitely will be growth in third pillar. We have detailed roadmap on how to increase the monthly customer numbers and contributions. And with that, I would like to hand over the microphone to Valdis, please.
Yeah, thank you, Henrik. So bank is out there. Bank is almost 6 months old. So we are still a pretty new credit institution. But as for any new business, when you open the doors, the first task is to attract the customers, to get the customers in with whatever service you can do that. And we have been quite successful doing that. So at the end of yesterday, we had already over 28,000 customers, which means that on average, since launch, we have been adding 4.6 thousand customers every month. So that is quite impressive result. And I remember that, for instance, when you launch a pension business, first 10,000 customers took more than a year. And I don't think that there are many retail businesses at all in Latvia which can show similar or comparable customer growth. We are very proud about our mobile application in general, which is our main product distribution or service channel. But particularly, we are proud that new account opening or registration, in our case, on average, takes less than 5 minutes, which is something unheard in Latvian banking sector, but probably not only. I think it's a very good global standard already. And Henrik mentioned also about the feature of checking second pillar in our mobile app. Of course, for a bank, the deposits is the first most important product because that is what the banking license give you opportunity to do to attract customer funding, and that is a precondition for everything else you do for payments, for lending, etc., etc. So, and we have been rather good also with that. So at the end of the yesterday, we have over 42 we have attracted over 42 million customer deposits, and on average per month, that means we are running at 7 million per month rate. And consumer loans have been available from day one. And unfortunately, in the first months, despite of all the convenience and that you can apply and in a fully digital way get your consumer loan in less than 5 minutes. Has not been that popular during the first months of our operations, but we have reverted that change and we are growing our consumer loan portfolio in recent months very successfully. This slide is already about the history. As I mentioned, the customer growth and deposit growth, and we are continuing plus minus with the same pace. When it comes to consumer loan growth, if at the end of the year we had just over 1 million issued consumer loans, then this year in 2 months almost we have added already 2.6 million, almost like more than tripled our portfolio, and we are currently running at I would say 2 million a month rate issuing the new consumer loans. Sorry. Then about our existing product offering, which already differentiates ourselves from the market. So I already mentioned mobile app, which is raising standards in Latvian banking sector. So we are good payer. We reward very well our customers for the money they are keeping with us. We're paying for current account balances, good rates for term deposits, for saving vaults, for everything we offer. We have a good card product which combines the best of credit card and debit card in one card. You don't need like in most of the cases in Latvian banking sector, 2 cards to receive the same benefits. In our case, 1 card is enough. And I'll touch it later. Very soon, this nice card product you will be able to add to your digital wallets, both Apple and Google. Consumer loans I touched upon already, so it's a fully digitalized, very easy to use product. And during February, we launched this feature that you can check your second pillar savings in our mobile app. So currently in Latvia, there are 2 ways. Either you can go to portal Latvia LV, and which is not very user friendly. There are a lot of services. It's very difficult to navigate. It's very difficult to find a place where to check your second pillar saving, or you can do it on our app in 5 to 10 seconds. You can see your saving very easy. If you are our customer, if you are not our customer yet, it takes you 5 minutes to download on our app to register, and then 5 seconds to see your second pillar saving. So there are currently in Latvia 2 ways, either Latvia LV or Indexo mobile app. There is no third way how to check your second pillar saving. So it's probably very natural for a bank in an early development stage. So we are increasing the customer base, but customers are in an early stage of their journey of building a relationship with our bank. So our share of wallet per one bank relationship is still much lower than it is in the market. So that means we have a lot of potential from within our already existing customer base. But to utilize, unleash that potential, we very well recognize that we need to continue to deliver on our product development and particularly different daily banking products, mobile bank improvements, and new lending products, which I touch upon more in details in the following slides. So when the feedback from our customers, which are either just open account or are very passive users of our service, the main obstacle number one for them to become more active is lack of digital cards, lack of opportunity to add the card to the either Apple Wallet or use the Google Pay service. And we have worked on that since then, since we opened the doors. And I'm proud to say that we have completed all the Visa tests. And already this week, on Friday, we are aiming to make the first Google and Apple Pay transactions in live environment, but in a pilot regime. And after successfully completing pilot tests, we will launch one service after another in coming weeks, and most likely we will start of Google Pay, followed by Apple Pay a couple of weeks or 1 month later.
Just could I add that this is the Apple and Google Play is not anything that we forgot about while we were launching a bank. It was just that you are not allowed to launch these services until you actually have operating cards. So it's a normal, natural process that first we had to deliver the cards, and only then we could connect to the Apple and Google Pay.
Yeah, thank you, Henrik, for that. Yeah, so there was no way how we could have had that implemented on the day one. So we still are the best payers for the money you entrust us, for the money you keep with Indexo Bank. There is no other place at least among the leading banks, where you can get a better rates. And our customer base is also quite young. 80% of our customers are below 50, so that means that the majority of them have also young children, and the family account or children account is extremely important, and that is also among our top priorities after Google launching Google Pay and Apple Pay for our daily banking services development. And we have had already 7 new Apple versions since launched. More visible features we have added is already mentioned. Second pillar, saving information, interest rate accrued on daily basis, regular payments, formal account statements. And of course, we have fixed a lot of bugs and made some smaller performance and stability improvements. And we have to deliver also on our promise to disrupt, to change the Latvian lending market. So we have accumulated already some deposit base which we can use for lending. And with consumer loans, we are delivering already from January and in February. So our consumer loan portfolio is growing, and you can check our offer and receive our offer in minutes in our mobile app, and it's fully digitalized, completely online process. Mortgage loan is, of course, a cornerstone retail banking product. And we are making good progress with that as well. So we have started live tests. So there will be a first two mortgage loans are being right now refinanced from other banks. So there's still some work to be done with customer engagement interfaces and some process automatizations at our end. On top of those two pilot customers, we probably will need to add a few more. End of March or April, we believe we'll be ready to launch the refinancing service first, and then very soon we'll add the equity release product, and then also a new mortgage issuance solutions. We'll be, let's say, fully functional retail bank with the mortgage loans in 2-3 months time. Custody is another interesting service. That's another indication that there are some problems with competition in Latvian banking sector, because we are paying very high fees for, or our pension manager is paying very high fees for custody service of those pension savings. And we will be ready technically by the end of June to provide that service, and very likely that our first customer will be Indexo as a pension manager. And by launching this service, we will not only enable Indexo pension manager to save costs and pass some of those benefits also to their customers, but we as a bank, by lowering those costs to our pension manager, will be able to earn about 1 million from day one annual run rate on annual profit. And Indexo is likely to be our first custody customer, pension manager Indexo. But there are other pension managers, other institutional customers who would be interested to use our custody services as well. So we are sure Indexo will not be the only one. And here I pass over to Ivita to talk more about our financial figures.
Yeah, thank you, Valdis. So we have successfully built the bank, and now we are building the strong base so that we can expand further. And of course, the bank has been operating only for 4 months during the reporting period, which obviously means that we are not yet generating significant revenue. So the total income during the operating period was only around 41,000 euros. And I would like also to stress out here that 50% of our interest expense was due to our initial higher payments to Deposit Guarantee Fund. And obviously also during the startup, IT investments and also building organizational capabilities are the largest part of the expenses, which meant that during the reporting period, the bank incurred losses of around 6.16 million euros. And in total, during the reporting period, we have made IT infrastructure investments, which we capitalized of around 3 million euros. But as you can see in our P&L, so we also expensed slightly more than 2 million euros of our IT expenses. And I would like also to point out that largest part of these investments we are doing is to customer engagement systems. And out of the total amount, 3.4 million of IT investments went to those systems. So in terms of our balance sheet, as I already mentioned, so we are continuing to make significant IT investments, which you can see on the asset side under intangible assets. And then, of course, we also are building and securing the customer deposit base to be able to expand our loan growth targets. And as we can see, and also as already mentioned by Valdis, our competitive interest rates have been appreciated very much, and we have been able to build a solid starting deposit base. And especially we see that customers are enjoying flexibility and competitive rate of our vault, because 50% of the total customer deposits are in our vault product. And then on the asset side, as we continuing still to build our loan portfolio, so at the moment our largest liquidity lies in the central bank account. But as I mentioned, so the second biggest position is our IT investments, which is 4.5 million, which are now sitting in our balance sheet. But I would like also to point out that during the beginning of all the period, we have been building the bank. So the bank has already invested almost 8 million euros to be able to build the bank with its IT infrastructure and the product development that we have now. So at the end of the reporting period, the bank is compliant with all the regulatory requirements in terms of capital adequacy and liquidity. So in the balance sheet, we had at the end of the year capital of around 8.5 million euros. But for the capital adequacy calculation, our capital was 7.3 million euros, which is all compliant, consisting of Tier 1 capital. And of course, our initial risk exposures are very low, as you can see from the slide that they have been increasing at the end of the year, have been already almost 13 million euros. But it's still very, very low because, of course, our loan portfolio was just 1 million euro at the end of the year. So majority of these risk exposures are coming from other assets. And Indexo Bank capital adequacy ratio was more than 50%, very comfortably exceeding the regulatory requirement of 20% that we have now. And our liquidity coverage ratio was more than 1000%, exceeding significantly the regulatory minimum of 100%. So as for any startup, as you can imagine, a very important milestone is to reach the break-even point. And on the Indexo group level, we are aiming to reach that point in Q4 this year. And of course, to be able to do that, that requires that we successfully implement all the product launches that Valdis mentioned earlier in the presentation, and that we have been able to build the loan portfolio according to our plans. So in terms of the specific volumes, that means that we have to have our loan portfolio of at least 40 million euros. And our total deposits should be around 140 million. And also by that time, we should have at least 55,000 customers. And then on top of these volumes, then we will have to add the monthly volumes. So we would need to have a monthly new mortgage lending volume of around 1.5 million euros, new monthly deposit volumes of around 10 million. And then our consumer lending monthly volume should reach already 3 million per month. As Valdis indicated earlier, so at the moment we are having approximately 2 million per month in consumer loans. So there is one more step to do to make that bigger. And also substantial contribution to be able to generate this break-even will come on the group level from the pension business, where we do expect a monthly result of around 160,000 euros. And then also the launch of the custody business, which Valdis mentioned, with the annual run rate income of around 1 million euro. And this milestone is very important because, of course, that indicates that the business is generating enough income to cover its operating costs. And that, of course, is very essential for long-term sustainability. And this would also then demonstrate to investors that we are a financially viable group. It will boost the investor confidence, and of course, it will provide for us a solid foundation for our future growth and expansion. During the reporting period, the group has been raising capital, and the bank's capital has been increased by 12 million euros. However, as you know, the bank's launch was slightly delayed last year. So in order to mitigate the impact of this delay, and also to be able to build the aggressive loan targets that we have, the Indexo Bank will need to raise additional capital, which of course is required also to build all the product launches that Valdis mentioned. And we need this additional capital to be able to deliver on these long-term targets. And in the management group, we are currently in the process of updating our financial plans. The last time we were presenting them at the end of the 2023. So now we are working on our specific business growth ambitions and also specific capital targets. And we will communicate those to our investors and our depositors in the coming months. And we already have demonstrated through the last year that we are successful, and we have the ability to attract the necessary capital for the development of the bank. And this additional inflow of the capital will enable us to deliver on all the products that you saw today. And of course, that will strengthen our operational and financial capacity. And we really hope then to be able to deliver our innovative solutions to the whole group customers. And now, Valdis, please back to you.
Yeah, and thank you, Ivita. And the big picture actually is unchanged. We still see a huge opportunity in Latvian banking sector. So it is very concentrated, very profitable. We see a big lending opportunity, which we have started to utilize already with our consumer loans, and the mortgages are coming in following weeks. Eight banks are not paying for the money people are keeping with the banks. So that private individuals are keeping 8 billion euros almost in current accounts where they are paid nothing or very little. And we have proved that our brand, our IT platform, our existing customer base is a good platform to launch and build the new bank and to be a disruptor in this market situation. So we are very well positioned to benefit from that, to take advantage of that. And we are, of course, a fully digital mobile bank, and the mobile app is currently the only and main way how to use our services. But in February, we opened also our first and only physical branch. And actually, we are currently located in that branch. We're conducting this webinar from our branch. And that is the place where the people can come to resolve some non-standard situations. And also later, when we will add mortgages or other more sophisticated products, and if the customer preference will be to have a face-to-face meeting, this place will provide opportunity to conduct that meeting. So it's also a differentiator from other international fintech competitors, which are a bit faceless, but we are here with our branch, and all customers in Latvia will know where to find us, so to say. And as I mentioned already, there are 8 billion in current account balances of private individuals. So if all those customers would put their money to Indexo Bank, Latvian society would have more than 100 million per year more to invest, to spend, to use for whatever purposes, and
Save for pensions.
Save for pensions. And there are 28,000 wise customers who have chosen to claim their share of those 123 million euros. So I'm just encouraging everybody to join them. And that is it, what we wanted to tell you. And now we are open for questions and answers.
Yes, thank you. We're now opening the floor for questions. Participants, please submit them in writing through the Q&A window. I'll remind that questions can be submitted either anonymously or with your name. You already covered the Apple Pay and Google Pay topic during the presentation, but since it's one of the most popular questions, I'll address it once again. When will Apple and Google Pay be available?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, there was no chance to launch them at the day one. Of course, we recognize from the beginning importance of that feature, but unfortunately, you first have to issue the physical cards, and then you can add the service. And we went through all that process. We have completed visa tests, and this week, this Friday, we believe in a pilot environment. The first both Google and Apple Pay transactions will be made with our limited number of our cards. The piloting tests will continue for a week or so. And then, if everything goes according to the plan, then we believe that mid-March could be the launch of Google service first, and later followed by Apple. But all the technical implementations are completed or will be completed within a week, and all the testing will be done within a week.
Thank you. Does the Indexo card work in Russia and Belarus?
We have a Visa card, and to my knowledge, they they don't work in those countries, and probably will not work as long as Russian aggression in Ukraine will continue.
Thank you. Our second question is about the mortgage lending. Can you please remind it once again? So when do you start?
Mm. Okay, in a way, we can say we have started. So the first two loans are being refinanced right now. So there probably will be more pilot customers, but to complete the piloting, fine-tune our processes, it'll take another month or two. So by the end of, towards the end of the March, or more likely in April, we'll be able to offer to the general public first refinancing and equity release products, and then later also new mortgages.
Continuing on the same topic, what is the strategy for building the mortgage portfolio and attracting clients with existing loans in other banks?
We will start exactly with the refinancing product. That is actually 5-6 billion large market, and of course there are many cases where people have received their loans 5-10 years ago at much higher margins on higher loan to value ratios, and basically we can make a difference there. We can make also difference by extended the mortgage repayment period, and also adding on top of that some additional amounts. So we aim to be competitive, and then so-called equity release product, which to our knowledge is not really available at the mass scale in the market. So we'll add also that. The new mortgages will follow after the refinancing and equity release product launch.
Thank you. Will there be an option to cash out refinance from positive equity?
Yes, we see a big opportunity, big opportunity there. And as I said, we don't think that any of the larger competitors are addressing that need very well. So we think we will be able to do it better, more convenient, and will make a difference there.
Can you tell us more about the 2025 plus product roadmap?
It's very difficult to say exactly. So we are working in a sort of a short-term sprints when it comes to using our IT and product development resources. So we are now fully booked with Google Pay, Apple Pay, launching mortgage, junior account, and launching custody services. So that is all we can do by the mid-year during the first half of this year. What we will do after it's likely we will start to work on building services for SMEs. We have other retail product ideas, but it would be very speculative for me now to give some dates and timetables, etc., because we don't know it very well ourselves yet. So the first half of the year is very well planned. Week here or a couple of weeks here or there, we are rather very convinced about our launch dates. But further than that, that would be a bit speculative right now.
But I think I would add there also that we have now 20,000 customers already, and that's growing every day by hundreds of customers. So we also will be able to listen to our customer needs. So we will have like interaction, and then we can see what are the services that they need. And I think like one important thing definitely is to understand that even within a sort of a certain funnel, like a mortgage or whatever, there is the job does not end once you sort of launch the first product version, because there are other iterations that the same product will have to have. Like we'll launch mortgages for refinancing. The next step is the new mortgages, and then these are different flows, and then so the fun never stops.
Mm-hmm. Has Indexo Bank's strategy for 2025 changed in response to competition in the banking sector?
No, and I think we have received a very very good kind of response from our customers. We are adding, as I mentioned, on average more than 4,000 customers per month. So we are growing our deposit base. We start to grow our deposit volumes, and we are about to launch our mortgage products. So we see a lot of opportunities. And as I mentioned, the big picture is unchanged. We see we are well positioned to make positive change in the market. And yeah, so no, not short answer is no.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the corporate clients. When do you plan to start offering services to them?
I know we've been giving some guidance which has been changing, and now trying to be more responsible. I actually cannot give the exact date because I don't know it myself. We are our IT services, as I said, is fully booked with developing those retail products, and we will start to work on more specific timetable and implementation schedules towards May, June. And unlikely it is that it will not be earlier at the end of this year or somewhere in the beginning of next year. But it's again, take it with a grain of salt. So we don't have a specific launch date ourselves yet. It's a guesstimate.
I would add here that just from a very purely rational point of view, we have the clients who are already with us, and Valdis showed also before the wallet share that we are getting actually from our current customer base. So if you think from a point of view of that we have already invested onboarding those customers, and then we have a possibility to offer them better services, so they bank with us more on an everyday basis. So that is our kind of first choice, is to really help our customers feel that we could be their number one partner, and the focus is to really launch that part of the product offering first.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. There is an interest to invest in stocks and ETFs through Indexo app. When could that be possible?
I think obviously our history grows from investment management through in the pension funds. So we are constantly thinking about it. We understand that there is a need in the world of lots of choices and complicated and different financial products. We want to provide that service to our customers that they would be able to like through us maybe buy like a pre-selected or curated well thought through services and products. So far, until we launched custody services, it was impossible to basically put it on a roadmap because it takes first our own ability to hold securities accounts. So once we launch the corporate securities accounts, which means that the bank will start handling pension fund securities, then that will give us then a chance to use the same IT platform also to look into when is a good time to roll out the retail accounts.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. When do you plan to start offering travel insurance similar to Citadel X cards?
Adding actually travel insurance to card product is not very tricky. It's easy. It's doable almost within a week and doesn't require much from the bank. Actually, we consciously choose not to offer a travel insurance to our Mastercard product because that is probably one of the most kind of mis-sold products to retail customers who actually don't need it. Of course, there are people who travel often, and for them it's probably a good choice. But there's somebody who goes abroad once or twice a year and pays for the travel insurance the whole year. That's a very unwise product to buy. So that is the reason why we choose not to add the travel insurance to our mass product. One of the products we're gonna develop in Q3, Q4 is the premium card product, and that will be with a travel insurance, and that would be more that will be a bit more expensive product, and that will be tuned towards people with higher requirements and among other things to the ones who travel often.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Valdis said that the Indexo card combines the whole suite of a debit and credit card, but it still lacks a credit limit. Are there any plans to address that?
Yeah, okay. The previous question was also answered. That would be more premium, this revolving credit card. But right now, of course, you can use our consumer lending product and spend it through the card as well, or spend your money as you wish. But otherwise, card indeed, you can use it to withdraw from any ATM in the world 3 times per month, free cash. You can use to book a hotel room, rent a car, whatever. In that sense, it has full debit and credit card features.
Thank you. How is Indexo performing compared to its business plan?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the last business plan that we communicated was at the end of the 2023. And if we compare to that, then yes, we have been quite nicely delivering on the number of customers and also on the deposits. But we have to take into account that there was a delay in the bank's launch as compared to the business plan. So obviously that impacted some of the differences that we have now. And we already have been mentioning that the consumer loan portfolio growth was slightly slower than we initially were hoping for. But also, as I mentioned, so we are right now actually working on updating our growth ambitions and also our financial plans. So we will be then coming out in a couple of months with the new update on our numbers, and then we will be presenting then our plans there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Let's look at what's happening on the stock market, on the stock exchange. Can you comment on the recent sharp decline in Indexo share price?
I can take this. No, we actually don't know why people are less excited about our project, because I think we're delivering actually, pretty solid growth story. I think the volumes are extremely small, so I think it's something that happens with startups quite often. I mean, we have been putting a lot of money into launching our product, and obviously there are always hopes that some sort of green shoots from that investment start coming up earlier. We clearly see those green shoots. We see the path of how we get to the break-even point and beyond that into profitability. So, but I suppose then some of the investors have just been tired and hope that these situations would come faster. But as I said, we run our company from a point of view of delivering long-term shareholder value growth, and even though there has been delays, our view on the long-term potential of our company has absolutely not changed. We believe, as Valdis showed on the slide, that the market is big. We are able to, get customers into open bank accounts to deliver us the deposits which we need for lending, and that gives us basically a platform to do that. And especially in the last couple of months, the bank has been able to really tap into the consumer demand for credits. So that is growing. I think the mortgage is around the corner. It's a very important product to overall sell for the same customer, different financial services, and I believe that we are on a good path. So hopefully the shareholders will soon realize that, and part of that, of course, will be that in a couple of months, as Ivita said, we will be releasing our longer term forecast, so people can actually put like us where we are now to the path of where we want to be, let's say in 3 years' time. So I'd say 1 to 2 months we are working on it, and we have now a much better confidence in the figures, because we're actually operating as a bank already, and see the results on a daily basis, and have actually also possibility to influence them.
But of course, adding as a manager of the company and as a significant shareholder, as Henrik, of course, we're not ignoring that issue. That is some sort of a feedback, and that means we need to run even faster, jump higher, and we'll try to try to do that.
Thank you. Are there any management KPIs tied to the increase of the share price?
Absolutely. From the time when we actually launched the company in the market, there was a long-term incentive program, which ties management long-term performance pay to share price. I think that the options will be in the money when the share price reaches 16, and it goes from there. And you will be able to find details of that option program in our annual reports. We have been disclosing that information for the last couple of years.
Thank you. With the current shareholder benefit package coming to an end, are there any plans to introduce new offers?
No, actually, we are first of all, we are very, very grateful to our shareholders and everybody who invested big amounts or smaller amounts, whatever, in our project. And actually, without our almost 6,000 shareholders, we would not be here, and we would not have managed to launch the bank, and we would not have been able to start offering all the good products and services we are developing. So thank you. We highly appreciate that. But no, we don't want we don't have a specific plans to develop a new shareholder loyalty program or benefit program. The best benefit or the best shareholder loyalty would be, we need to deliver on a share price. So if the share price goes up, that's, I think, at least me as a shareholder, that I would regard as the best benefit program Indexo as a group can deliver me.
Thank you. Soon, shareholders will have to start paying around €3 per month for their gold plan. Wouldn't it make sense to first evaluate the size of each shareholder before applying this fee? There's a big difference between a shareholder who has purchased 50 shares and one who owns 1,000. Wouldn't it be worth considering this?
Uh, First of all, I think we have an extremely good value. That is, even if you have just a couple of thousands average balance somewhere in our current account or savings vault, we reward you actually more than this €3 per month fee. And actually, for anybody who keeps money in other bank, it's just should be a motivator to bring more to us and get to be rewarded even more than this €3 or so. Plus, within those €3, you get the two card, which essentially would be two cards in any other bank. And for a credit card, you would likely, again, I don't have a price list of all the banks in front of me right now, but you likely would pay a €5 or more per month. Plus, you would pay something for a debit card. Plus, you likely would pay something if you exceed a certain threshold for the payments. With us, it's very simple. $2.99, excellent card product which combines benefits of credit card, debit card, free ATM withdrawals, wherever. Good rate for interest. Basically, there is nothing in a banking sector beats this offer. That's excellent. And of course, also on that card, which you usually get only with a rather expensive credit cards, you get purchase insurance, which is very valuable for your bigger purchases, or I don't know, you break your new iPhone, which you bought with our card. That's insured. That's insured, and that costs only $2.99 per month. You can't get anywhere else. And the more money you keep with us, the less significant it becomes.
Thank you. In your 25-slide presentation, you discussed the need for raising additional capital. Could you provide more details on your preferred strategy? Are you considering an additional IPO, private placement, strategic partnerships, or other financing methods? And also about the timeline. What timeline do you envision for the process, and how do you assess investor interest in the current market and conditions?
I can take this. I think just we will follow up on this point with a separate announcements like in the coming days. So we don't really want to go to detail, but we of course have been working hard on all different alternatives. So we are in a process of announcing to the market what we will plan to do and how. But we are confident that we will raise the capital.
Investors are also interested in how much capital is planned to be raised and how existing shareholders will be affected by it.
Again, I will reiterate saying that we will follow with further announcements on the capital raise. In case of shareholders, obviously the thing is that everybody when a company sells new shares, there is a dilution. So if the shareholder is able to participate pro rata to the new issue, then their shareholding will remain the same. But otherwise, of course, it always is dilutive. But again, like we will get back to this topic in a separate announcement, and I think it will also come hand in hand with our view of the future because obviously all our shareholders want to know where we are going to be in 2 and 3 years' time.
Mhm. How to explain very slow consumer loan start and growth, especially in the light of Indexo's much lower capital costs compared to non-bank consumer loan providers?
No, I think first of all, it's not anymore the case. So we are on a run rate of 2+ million per month and adding and running faster probably every day, every week. That means we can grow a very sizable consumer loan portfolio in next 6 to 12 months. How to explain the slow beginning? First of all, in the beginning, we also wanted to be rather cautious, just to see that everything works, and also not to make mistakes, not to be victim of fraudsters or also very, let's say, loan quality, very low credit risk customers. So we intentionally started faster, but in November and December we started cautiously to correct that trend, and we saw the first results in January. One thing also is that existing 140,000 customer base we have, and we have on average substantially higher on average pension saving per customer are savers or borrowers, and we see we are more perceived also in a beginning as the bank, as a place where to keep the money, not as the bank where to borrow. So we have to build this awareness, and it takes some time. But I would say it's corrected. We are running, we're growing, and here I'd like to also say that with the consumer loans, there is still advertisement restrictions. So it's more difficult to build awareness. It takes time. It takes more time than in a situation where would be allowed to run the ad campaign. But we understand that there are some changes in law coming, and that will enable us to probably grow even faster. Yeah.
And I think it's also quite fair to say that you mentioned adverse selection in terms of like the customers who come in the first days to check out your product offer, and because most likely they haven't really also had a chance to take somewhere else. But the thing is also that to build a specific credit model where you can actually price the risk correctly, you need a little bit of time because you start off with, let's say, an assessment of what do you think the market is going to be like. And then obviously with every day you get more credit applications and you extend loans, you see what works, what not, and you start getting basically, you start fine tuning that pricing and credit model. And I think indeed there was a slow start, but at this moment we are actually running quite well on a daily basis. Every day, tens and tens of thousands of credits are being drawn.
And to some extent, this was also a conscious choice because, of course, we wanted first to build a deposit portfolio because, of course, to be able also to finance the loan growth. So, yeah, maybe we would have hoped to be slightly faster in the beginning, but still it was very fine how the development turned out.
And we are happy with the margins. I mean, I think we're writing risk at the right price, and that's important.
Thank you. How big is the portfolio of bad loans which have missed the loan payment due date?
Yeah, I don't have the specific like percentages in mind, but at the moment, the customers who are late with their payments is like really low. So we really see that with our conservative and cautious approach, that we actually have been able to build a really solid and qualitative loan portfolio.
Thank you. Next, we have two remarks and then a follow-up question. I'll read the first remark. You do realize that giving customers the opportunity to get consumer credits so easily leads to bigger problems in the future. All banks have gotten away from this. Protecting the customers from rash lending is far more important, and here it's more like pumping up the statistics. And the second remark on the same topic, I see many ads and even incentives for the consumers to take out consumer loans, while in essence it is usually not wise to take a loan for consumer goods. Here comes the question, what are the plans to educate consumers and even further raise financial literacy?
No, I don't think it's accurate. I have accounts in many banks, and I'm constantly attacked by consumer lending offers, and I don't think it's wrong. Because the consumer lending is a very it's just a part of the market economy, and it's what keeps retail sales, etc., growing. Of course, yeah, that everybody can have in their life the situation when they need this need this product. So I would disagree that we are pumping our statistics, etc., by doing that. And also there is also opportunity. For instance, if we would have a possibility to advertise our loans, we would offer consumer loan refinancing. So there are people who have maybe borrowed in different places, have taken very expensive consumer loans, and they can improve their standing by refinancing to lower cost provider. So of course this is a balancing act. It's not a black and white, but I disagree with the argument that consumer loan is evil per se. There are different ways to do it, different ways to offer that.
Thank you. What is your target net interest margin?
I think that we would like to be somewhere closer to 4%, but of course, the more details will be coming out with our updated forecast and financial plan.
And the net interest margin depends, of course, on the products and the product mix. So that's the most important thing that affects us. So like initially we will have more consumer loans because we are in the market with them. Launching mortgages will change that. At the end of the day, our pricing is built on the return on equity we are expecting, and the capital consumption of different products. And so and also like the engagement that the customer will have with us apart from the loan. So that's I think the way of how we look at it.
What is your strategy for increasing the bank's customer base?
Keep running, keep delivering. I think if we keep running at this 3,000-4,000 net new customer increase per month, the longer we can keep it, the better. So I think it's impressive. And of course, how to accelerate, just to implement new products, deliver on the product development, add new features, Apple Pay, Google Pay, junior accounts, mortgages, etc.
Thank you. How safe is it to invest in a third pension pillar, considering the political, economical, and military situation near our borders?
Well, I think we need to really live like in a day that situation is fluid in the world, that you never know like where you are in 10 or 20 years time. Of course, the war has been extremely horrible for Ukraine and for the people, and has also had an impact, I think, in the capital markets in the Baltics. So that's clear. But on the other hand, I mean, we are going to retire, all of us, at some point in time, and third pillar, when we talk about like the investment strategy that we are providing to our customers, it is a global investment. So it means that you are invested in all the best companies in the world, the most valuable companies in the world. It's a self-selecting process because of index investing. That those companies change. What becomes more valuable becomes part of your portfolio. And the adage really is that you should just save regularly, and you will have this big piggy bank at the end of the day when you have to retire, and nothing beats compounding interest, the political, economical, or military situations. And yeah, I think that's the best way to look at it.
Thank you. Is there a plan to improve the third pillar pension plan chart or overview in the app to make it easier to track contributions and portfolio returns? Currently, only the current portfolio value is displayed.
Absolutely, it's in the works, and it's just amongst other things. It has been, let's say, was not as fast implemented as we wanted, because we really wanted to also give our savers an opportunity to see second pillar. And as we say, as we said, we do have limited resources, so definitely it's in the pipeline. Actually, the screens have been already drawn, so it will come soon.
Thank you. Do we know why in pension segment the churn part is as big as new customer contributions? Why are people leaving? Or does it include as well retirees?
No, the retirement is not maybe the biggest part of that process. I mean, like I would look at it from a point of view that the people leaving are smaller than the people joining. So and maybe leave like contribution away from that equation. But really, the I think we came to market with a really aggressive approach of getting market share, because we understand that people have been, let's say, not very open to changing their pension plans, because that's why still a lot of customers are in some of the largest banks, which not always provide the best product in our understanding. If you look at the long-term returns that their portfolios are generating. But that also means that some of those customers who come to us have maybe not fully internalized why they are actually our customers. And whenever they see like some competitors, salespeople somewhere who tell them that, hey, look, in the last week our fund outperformed yours, or like your current Indexo account, and they was going, oh, okay, that's a nice news, and why don't I join them then? So that's why we really like see that this year we are going to focus much more on the sort of quality of our distribution, and then quality of our messaging. So that most probably means the little tapering on the second pillar side, but much more focus on actually promoting our third pillar product, which is very valuable now. We have like a 3-year track record. And we understand that these customers are great. They do contributions with a regularity, and those contributions are increasing. So that is really an important part of our let's say view on the pensions market going forward.
Mhm. As we're running over the scheduled webinar time, we'll take 2 more questions, which will be the last ones. So SEB Bank is offering to switch to them by offering lower fees and better results for a comparable index plan. It seems that Indexo's appetite has grown and lower fees are no longer a compelling argument.
Generally, I absolutely correct assessment of the situation in the market is like this, that we have 2 plans that have over long term shown the best results in the market, and that does not, of course, mean that they will show the best results in the future. But them being index plans, it is quite probable that they will track the world markets very well. So, and in that realm, those 2 funds only account to like I think maybe 80% of the or like 80 no, sorry, 17 or 18% of the total Latvian pensions market. So if a person has made a choice to join SEB, that is fine. I think it's a sort of a smart decision as well as a smart decision to be with Indexo. You get a slightly different strategy. You get decent results. And if you put the fee difference into the day-to-day equation, then the fee difference is most probably less important than actually the strategy and the returns. But really the more of the question for us is like how we can make more people to switch into that let's say good strategy that we are providing. And what comes to our competitors, really, like what I'm really proud of is that we have one strategy. So we do not like offer people a choice that do you want an expensive product or do you want the cheap product. You come to us, you get like value for money, and we'll take good care of you. And you can definitely see that in the slides where we compare our performance to the rest of the market in the equity plans and also to the CPI.
And also, I'd like to add that this SEB index plan would never come to existence without Indexo. So this is, if they are to some extent copying us, that's the best proof of concept. I remember when we launched, when we entered the market, we were criticized or at moments even lost by large competitors. So now almost everybody, either in a second or third pillar, have some sort of index product, which probably not always is comparable to ours. But I think it's a very welcome. We said indexing low costs, that's the way to go, and I think we are among we have the best products.
And just because we feel really truly passionate about this, just add that we constantly decrease costs. So not only the fees that we are taking from our customers, which are going down, but we are also reducing the, so to say, ongoing cost figure. We renegotiate the products with our product parties. So if you take the long-term trend and look where we started from and where we are today, then you will see that we really work for our customers. And unfortunately, many of our competitors do not actually show the ongoing cost figure. So we are the only ones who really always talks about the ongoing cost figure for our customers and also talks about the reductions that we're planning to do. And one thing that we did mention is that together with the launch of custody services, we will pass some of that savings on also to our customers.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And then the last question of the call, are there any plans to make computer version of the banking services?
Yes, there will be a desktop version as well, and that will be developed together by introducing the services to SMEs or corporate customers, legal entities. This is a must. And once it will be done, it will be made available also to retail customers. And we are using for our app development so-called React Native platform or technology, which enables us to develop both Apple and Google versions. And adding a web version is okay. Nothing is easy in IT world, but it's a relatively easy to reuse the investments we have done already for our mobile app.
Participants, thank you for your active engagement today. If you have a question that has not been answered during the webinar, you're welcome to approach the company individually by sending an email to info@indexo.lv. Before we're closing the call, let me hand back to the management for the final remarks.
Yeah, thank you, everybody who has participated in this webinar. I'm really pleased that we had so many questions. I think it's good that you are interested in our story. We are always open to discuss everything. Transparency is very important in our organizational principles. I mean, that comes to our pension customers and our investors. So I mean, of course, always there are certain things that we cannot comment ahead of time. So I think what we want to say is that yes, at the end of the week we will have this the signed annual reports available, and soon enough, a month or so, we will be publishing a long-term forecast for our business development, so that everybody has a sort of a vision which to share with us where we are headed. Thank you.
Thank you.